we are super excited to have you guys with us today. We are going to be trying something that we both fell prey to, maybe in a good way. We'll share that with you.
It's a pretty bottle.
It is a very pretty bottle. I saw I think it was a Facebook post, and it said something like "World's Best Rye."
Suckered in.
And as you may know already, I am not traditionally a big rye fan, but we bought a bottle, and then we found out that we both bought a bottle, so now we have a couple bottles.
No, we both
Okay.
We were both hanging out, and we said we need to go to the store together, and we told our wives we're gonna go pick up a couple of bottles.
It's true. The story is worse than what I just said. Yeah, so
We drove to the store, and we saw the same bottle on the shelf. We were both suckered in by the pretty branding.
Yep.
And we both immediately left, came home, opened up the bottle, and our wives were like, wow.
Yeah. So we bought 2 bottles.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. But anyway, we have drank a little bit of it, not tonight, but in the past, and we're going to drink it again today and give you our thoughts. Let's dive in. All right, Dave. Hemingway Rye.
Blended rye.
Blended rye. That's true. We'll get into that a little bit.
Oloroso casks. And I haven't actually had this in quite a while since...
That's true. It's been a while.
Since the night that we famously went and bought 2 bottles of it. I have not had it.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of flack for that. As we should.
No, this is self-imposed too. Just keep beating ourselves.
All right, Hemingway Whiskey. I think as far as we could tell, they're out of Florida. It wasn't immediately obvious on their website. You guys know me and websites. So Florida, it is a blend, which I thought was interesting because if you're going to have kind of like, this is the only thing they do. They don't make any other whiskey. This is it.
Very niche.
I mean, they have one other bottle, and it's this is their signature series. It's their only series, so I guess you might as well have it be a signature series. But they have like a special.
I'm the general manager. I'm the CEO. CEO of what?
I'm just like
myself.
All of it. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting to go with a blended. So it's a 90% 6-year-old Indiana straight rye whiskey. And then 10% 4-year-old Kentucky straight rye whiskey. It doesn't tell us, which distillery or anything like that. And I'm guessing they blend it in Florida and then brand it as Hemingway Rye. It's 102 proof. They say on the nose you get ryegrass, vanilla, raspberry, raisins, baking spices, and oak wood. And then on the palate, big, bold notes of orange and other assorted dark fruits balance perfectly with hints of chocolate and caramel, all balanced perfectly with plenty of spices like clove and nutmeg.
I taste the orange.
So,
interesting.
Yeah. And they, nobody at the company is named Hemingway. They, I think actually what's really cool is their whole website and everything. I mean, even back it says, "What's your story?" May this bottle serve as a conduit for friends to gather. So their whole thing is, I think, getting together, sharing your story, taking your time, which we love. We
already did share a story over it.
Right. I mean, and we love history. We love the whole idea of whiskey. So, I think that's, so they attach themselves to Hemingway and the whole storytelling kind of folklore and all of that, mythology and all of that stuff. So, that's cool. And the branding caught our eye. I mean, I love the buttons.
To be named Hemingway, it would have to appear in a certain way. And of course it's got typewriter keys on underneath the script font, which is really cool. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're going to tell a story, this is an illustration. Like, this is a pictorial element for the story that you're going to tell. Like, it's the coffee table book. It's the thing that you sit there, like, you know, it's sitting in the room and you're kind of in a conversation. You're able to look over at it and, you know, maybe conjure up something, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I also think whiskey in general carries a lot of story. Like the whole mythology around the whiskey world, and when, I don't know, I think it conjures up ideas of, like, for me, like smoky rooms and leather armchairs and good conversation and wood grain and, you know, all of those things. Mm-hmm. So it's, I don't know, it feels like that when you're drinking this. So I totally get that.
I mean, I think, you know, from a branding standpoint or from a consumer looking at the branding, I think it's really well done.
Yeah.
You know, everything that I read on the website seems to match kind of the theme that they have going. So it's very continuous from bottle to branding on their website. And obviously, you know, we can get this in Oregon. Got this at our local liquor store, both of us. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's, again, I'm traditionally not a rye fan, but, you know, we've drank quite a bit of this. It's been a while, but it's made it into the glass a few different times. I don't know.
A few different times. Several times.
Several times, yeah.
There's
and
like
it's a fun one to share. Like, people look at it and they go, "Oh, that's cool." So, you know, you pour them a little bit, and so I think they've accomplished their goal of sharing a story, or, you know, wanting to share it with a friend. So I think that's.
It's got like a little typewriter over here too on the side, which I think is really cool. My parents live in near the top of Michigan, and there's a little town there called Petoskey. And if you guys are watching from Petoskey, you already know all this, but there's a statue of Ernest Hemingway there, kind of in the center of the town, and I guess he at one point lived there. And so last time we were in Petoskey, my wife and I kind of ventured over and looked at the statue. It was really cool. There's something, I mean, Hemingway was an amazing author, so there's something really is poetic. The poeticism that he captured in words, I think they really captured in the bottle and the presentation.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I really like the branding. I think the branding sold me more than anything. Mm-hmm. It's a great presentation. I'm not sure I have much more to say about it than that.
So
from the whiskey standpoint, you know, but
I don't. So I'm curious for you guys at home and people watching this probably already know. Can you kind of go over the kind of the differences between what rye is and like a?
Well, I mean, basically it's the grain, you know, for the most part. It's just the grain that's used, rye, versus, you know, corn or wheat or barley, and so traditionally my understanding is that rye whiskey is harder to make. I think rye is a little bit more finicky. It's a little more difficult to get consistency out of, but I've never made rye whiskey, so I don't know. But
you don't have a bathtub still?
There's no bathtub still or pot still in the back. We're not bootlegging or doing any type of backyard bourbon making. Yeah, I know. So I think it's got a little bit more, and it kind of stays with the you know, I mean, writing is very difficult, you know, and really good authors. I think a lot of times they're taken for granted. Have you ever sat down and tried to like write a story? Usually you can write a really good beginning. That's I can always write like a really interesting beginning, and it captures you, and then I have no idea where to go from there.
The struggle of the artist.
Yeah, it's like you can get, you know, 3 pages deep, and I'm like, man, you know, what am I gonna do for the next 300 or whatever? But yeah, so I think, I mean, that's the basic differences between rye and just a Kentucky straight bourbon, you know, that's primarily corn or something else. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, overall, I guess I'll jump into my score. I guess just get into it.
Get it over with.
So unfortunately, I'm still not on the rye train. It's still not my thing. I think there's some interesting flavors. It's definitely more dynamic. There's more going on than maybe some other bourbons we've had.
Yeah.
But probably not in a way that I enjoy.
Is it better than Brokers?
Yeah, it's definitely better than Brokers. I mean, Brokers was brown water that tasted like alcohol.
So it's not Molotov cocktail.
If you haven't watched that video, go find it. We compared. Well, Dave made us compare Booker's, which was delicious, against a $9 bottle of Brokers, which he found. I don't know where he found Brokers and Bookers, but that was awful. All right, so I'm gonna give this a 2. And I don't really know how to make. I'm sure they have cocktails that are on their website that you can make with rye whiskey. I'm not really in tune with that, but so I'm gonna give it a 2. I would put it in a mixed drink. I don't think I would drink it neat very often, and it wouldn't be a daily drinker for me. But we don't do a branding score, but the branding score would be high if we had a branding score. We should do a branding score, maybe.
We should.
I don't know.
We should.
We have to change up our graphics and everything. But
I'm going to challenge you on something, though,
okay.
which I think is very valid, the score that you gave, because I also would not drink this every day. I probably am, sorry guys, I'm probably also going to give it a 2. And I don't know what it would be nice in as a mixed drink. If you guys at home have any suggestions, I would love to hear that. However, I want to challenge us a little bit. Just throw this out there. If you're not by default kind of a rye fan, like if it's just not your thing, then that's kind of like, I don't know, walking into a museum and going, I don't like Picasso, and saying like this is a 2.
Right.
And then it becomes like, it becomes very much based upon like kind of this bias that you have towards something without really giving it a chance. Right. And so I almost am curious, as a rye, like compared to other ryes you have, what would you rate it? And we have had a couple, we did a Widow Jane rye, which neither of us cared for.
Yeah. The Applewood rye, yeah.
Don't do that one. Sorry, guys.
That's a good question. I don't know. You know what would be interesting is we should do a rye blind with what we have, and then maybe that'll give a better judgment. I can't really say. I guess for now I think I'm just gonna stick to the 2. 2. And not a daily drinker, and I'm probably gonna put it in a mixed drink. I'm gonna go on the website and find something cool and try one of their suggestions.
I'm gonna jinx your score. I'm just gonna I'm gonna take the same thing. A 2, not a daily drinker, and I'd probably put it in a mixed drink too. But love having it on the shelf. 100%. Amazing job with presenting. And the cool thing is too, it does its job. If you're looking for a bottle to have out there as that kind of quintessential, like it's sitting there, people want to strike up a conversation, they're going to notice it.
100%.
It's going to bring a story. And for those people out there, if you guys like rye, then it's kind of that double victory, right? You've got the cool bottle, and you can tell a good story. Yeah, if you're a rye
fan, let us know what you think, because I don't drink a ton of ryes at this point yet. So maybe
prove us wrong.
Yeah, maybe this one is really high up on your list. Let us know if you like Hemingway, or what ryes you like and what ones we should try, because maybe there's some ryes that are out there that will change my mind and sway me over. I don't know. We'll see.
Honestly, every time we get comments or anything, people making recommendations, I get really excited because I'm like, oh, I need to go try that. So if you guys do sincerely, please put some comments down there and let us know.
Yeah. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And we'll see you guys on the next one.